Officially say hello from courtside, just above courtside, really, inside Barclays Center. And the Nets were in this one on the strength of their veterans. MPJ, Claxton, and Clowney, they played terrific games, really, but they needed everybody to come through on a night that the rookies struggled. They just didn't have enough.
Yeah, and, you know, they really put themselves behind the eight ball by giving up 76 points in that first half to Dallas. Did a much better job defensively in the second half. Dallas only scored 47 points, but you look at what Dallas did down the stretch, and you talked about it on the pregame show, being able to close out games. And we saw what happened in Atlanta the other night, the 18-0 run for Atlanta to close out that game. Tonight, the Nets had their chances. You know, they were down 15. They walked that lead, that deficit back. They cut it to 2 early in the fourth quarter with the ball. Terrence Mann, who actually played well at the start of the fourth quarter, couldn't hit a shot. And then when they cut it to 4 late in the game, they couldn't get a stop. Michael Porter Jr. misses back-to-back shots, and then the Nets were missing free throws as well. So when the game was right there for them, you need your best players to come through, make shots. Michael Porter Jr. missed back-to-back possessions, and then the Nets couldn't get a stop. Let's
zero in on that fourth quarter. We're going to pick it up just about midway through, actually, with about 8 minutes left in the final frame.
So very next possession, they come down court again. Terrence Mann's got it going. Makes it a 2-point game. On the next possession, he ends up missing a shot, which would have tied the game. And then here, Klay Thompson, who struggled in the fourth quarter, but I thought this was a bit not score up until this point. That's his first points of the 3:21 to go. Next time down, the Nets had 2 free throws, so it was a 4-point game. Need a stop. Look at the mismatch right there. Marvin Bagley being guarded by Michael Porter Jr. Dunks well. He had come in late because P.J. Washington had looked like a foot injury. But good job by Dallas, who didn't play well in the second half, but they made the baskets when it counted. They outplayed the Nets in those final 4 minutes, Nancy.
Here are the final stats brought to you by Honda. The Nets shooting at 51.2% from the floor, 40.6 from 3, 19 of 27 from the line. Points in the paint to the advantage of the Mavericks, as were the bench points in a big way, Frank.
Yeah, and again, you know, at the halftime, we talked about the free throws. The Nets end up missing 8 of them in late. Noah Clowney missed a couple. Michael Porter Jr. missed 1 free throw. Like, these are the things that can happen late in games. It's the little details that separate winning and losing. And right now for the Brooklyn Nets, you know, they're going to have to get right back at it on Thursday against a very good team in San Antonio. The following night, you got to go to Boston. This is the start of 3 games in 4 nights. It's not going to be easy. I think Jordy will be happy with the way that they competed in the second half and gave themselves a chance. That first half, you can't, and I understand that's Dallas making shots. They were in a groove, but 76 points, it's really hard to overcome that. But the Nets figured things out defensively. Only 47 points in the second half for Dallas gave the Nets a chance. But when they needed to get a stop, needed to make a basket, they couldn't come through. So that answered your question about closing out games. That's what you need to do. Stops, execute on offense. The Nets didn't do that, and that's why they end up with a loss tonight.
And I just want to get your take on Michael Porter Jr. He played very well for 3 quarters tonight. You know, he tweaked that knee early in January, and he missed the shots in clutch time tonight.
Yeah, you know, I thought he looked like he was in a groove early on, but Jason Kidd, the head coach of the Dallas Mavericks, who, by the way, this is win number 200 for Jason Kidd as a head coach of the Dallas Mavericks, and to do it against the team that gave him his first head coaching job is interesting. But I think Michael Porter Jr., you know, that's something where the Mavericks are going to throw a lot of extra defenders at him, and it's going to be up to the rest of the Nets to make shots. And I think on a night, you know, when you look at what Yegor does, 1 for 7, Nolan Traore 4 for 11, that's, you know, your starting backcourt, 2 first-round picks, 2 rookies, that's a combined 5 for 18. It's hard to win games when your starting backcourt is 5 for 18.
Yeah, 11 points between them. Let's take our first Genesis retailers. It comes our way in the third quarter, and it's the Nets getting the steal on one end, and the author of the game is Michael Porter in the losing effort as his side goes down 123-114, but he was 9 of 16 from the floor, 2 of 6 from 3. Here are your leading scorers: MPJ, Clowney, and Terrence Mann, and Nick Claxton. Those are your 4 high men for the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn had to fight back from giving up 76 first-half points. Let's get the post-game thoughts of the head coach, Jordy Fernandez.